Today, this desperate Kentucky team is anxious for a win after some down times, and they're taking on a ranked Vanderbilt on the road against last place South Carolina in what was an uninspiring effort for the Cats. Denzel Aberdeen runs the point for Kentucky. Defense was good against South Carolina. They moved to 17-0 under Popeland, holding the opponent under 68. Meanwhile, Colin Chandler can't connect, but Malachi Moreno is there.
Knocking him out. Down.
Duke Miles back in the starting lineup for Vanderbilt for the first time since January 24th. He wastes no time in impacting this game.
I love the offensive end.
Here's a look at the starting five for Kentucky, including Yelovich, who finds Aberdeen. Back to Chandler in the corner, and he hits his second opportunity. The ultra-valuable A.K. Okereke gets it back from nickel. He's working on Yelovich. Okereke with a fadeaway. Good. Here's Chandler. Chandler was on a tear from deep, but he had a really poor second half in the loss against Auburn last week. He connects on this one.
He's growing before our eyes as one of the best point guards in the league.
Stolen away by Oweh. Buckle up. 9 to shoot for Vandy. Okereke, another one.
With a big shot early by stat in this game.
Moreno in the paint. Nearly gave it up. Aberdeen finds a path. Nice shuffle pass, and Yelovich is fouled.
Average play would have said Kentucky, but they're the ones that are more safely in, and there's a ton of teams with a lot at stake in this last week.
Yelovich splashes down his foot. Nickel. Sharpshooter tries to put it on the floor. Chandler Bing with the left hand. Freshman off the mark, but Washington there to help him out.
Yeah, the drive was helper and clean up the glass on the other end.
Oweh going to work. 18-footer good. He can score.
To sit on the penetration, both right hand and left hand.
Tanner. Whoa, what a move! And a beautiful point. Kentucky advantage early. It's only the second time in this series history that Vandy has been ranked in drop where Kentucky has it. Okereke on a block against Yelovich, another fadeaway. Bing, the freshman. Nice move on the putback. With a steal and a seal to win that one as Kentucky swept against their northern border rivals. Here's Chandler on kill.
Game, and right now nothing can go wrong thanks to Chandler.
Tanner trying to find something positive for Vandy with the kiss off the glass.
Coming off the bench, his efficiency throughout the team in the five-man lineups have gone up with 23 in white.
Aberdeen, second call. Good defense from Jalen Washington. Aberdeen has to hurry. And an air ball for Vanderbilt. That previous whistle was on Devin out of the floor. 18-footer, no good. Offensive rebound to Johnson's hands, and he finds Aberdeen for three. Aberdeen's been hot over it by the freshman. And stolen away by Oweh. Otega Oweh again. Time.
Tough things for Vanderbilt in the half court.
That'd be a pick six on a football field, and Kentucky's already had a couple of those. Miles left his feet, found Washington, and it used every.
From the starters, you can't just play five guys 38-plus minutes.
Johnson only played 8 minutes in the South Carolina game, and he was in and out of the Auburn game quickly, but that's what agendas at some point in the game, which will never serve you well. Miles contested three, and Vanderbilt is completely out of it. Always got size on him. Gives it up. Deflection by Nickel. Fadeaway three, Aberdeen. That's how the half is gone for Kentucky. How can Tyler Tanner get his game going?
Yeah, I think he's got to get to the paint. He's a good three-point shooter, but right there is where he can get a paint touch.
Man, he is always 6'4", 220, being guarded by the 6'7" Okereke. And now inside to Moreno. Jump hook. Rolls home for the freshman from Great Crossing. Nickel now 0 for 4 in this game. That was his first 2-point attempt. Moreno fouled. Capped off with number 18 Baylor and number 11 TCU. A return for Vanderbilt last time out against Georgia on Wednesday. Lob to Garrison. And he lost it on his way up. Here comes Duke Miles, 6th year in college basketball. And he gives it up, and a nice finish.
He really a glue guy for this Vanderbilt team. Does so much on the defensive end, offensively. He can be a primary ball handler for you, whatever you need.
Mouse in the house. More efficient when things have moved at a slower pace, although today has been a bit messy.
Well, and having Miles back in the lineup, they've got 2 fast guards as he gets a bucket.
See what kind of run Vandy has. What a beautiful feed from Miles, and nice positioning by Jalen. Aberdeen to Moreno to Chandler. Great ball movement, and Chandler for 3 again. And a glance. Tanner gives it up. Here's Okereke. Shot clock off. 3 to play. Okereke wanted a whistle, and he got it.
A student. He wanted to play basketball there, and the Cornell coaching staff said, hey, look, we've recruited you, but if you really want to look at the freshman picture of his freshman season, he doesn't even have a profile picture. He's not pictured on the roster, and now he's a...
From behind the arc. What a start to this game for Chandler. Well, he loses nickel on the screen, and announcer Jinx get here. Got off to a 16-0 start this season. One of the best starts in school history. Chandler gets tied up. Worked on this a lot in shoot-around last night. Olway collects the lob and is able to finish. Clock. Here's Aberdeen. He's thrown in a couple of late shot clock threes already. Moreno had the hand on the rebound. It will go out of bounds. Collects this one. Vandy trails by 15, looking for a surge. It's Duke Miles for 3.
Yeah, you can't just let them walk right into it. In the first half, they contested.
McLaughlin in right now as Aberdeen goes to the free throw line. NBA returns tonight over on AB. They corrected. It is on Okereke now. It was announced as McLaughlin. So 2 each for the Vandy Bigs as Aberdeen is a top recruit. Mark was telling me before the game today, he said, as soon as I got on campus, I extended a scout. And his scoring has blossomed this season.
First player from East Rockingham High School to go D1. That dribble low, gets it right back. Tanner so quick.
Miles hesitated, coming around the curl to McLaughlin for 3. He can shoot it from there, but he's missed his last. Miles chasing Chandler now. Aberdeen for 3. Got it.
And Coach Bob
team. What a turnaround from Vandy's dismantling of Kentucky at Memorial last month. And now Okereke with a triple. Bet for Tyler Tanner, who's 9th in the country in steals. And Nichols' 12-footer goes home.
See if that can get him going. It's wrong side of that before. Kentucky fans, Kalina Azubuike.
Largest lead of the game.
Put a forearm in my throat with them.
How are your vocal cords after that? Your
They're
left
terrible.
or right?
I was trying to call like play 5. It's like 5.
Little
Back of the
shot.
choir, is that what you say?
Moreno pulling a Barkley. Diabate on the glass and foul.
That's what Diabate can play with, the effort and energy that the fans would play with if they were ever blessed with the opportunity to wear this jersey. And I think that's
Diabate. Miles gives it up to Nickel. Out to Chandler Bing. He has never seen friends. Back to Bing. And Miss Chandler Bong with the jam.
well, they got
Be a tough closing stretch for Vandy, living on the road and out of suitcases until they get to Nashville for the SEC tournament. Jalen Washington with the lob. Early settled into the role as a point guard coming off of a national championship season. And he's really produced lately. Olway goes one-on-one with a turnaround. Everybody in the building saw a walk. Tyler Tanner saw an opportunity. Chandler set to return to the floor for Kentucky. We were talking with Mark Vine for the first half. Go to a timeout, and I grab Bobby, who's a big film buff and a big Hollywood fan. And I said, worrying about the timeout.
Yeah, he joined the standing ovation.
Here's Bing. And
hook and hold.
So Jalen Washington at the free throw line. National Honor Society, plays the piano and the cello.
Scores with a stop.
Washington going to work on Olway. And that one was above the rim. So here's the full court pressure for Vandy, trapping for the first time. Kentucky solves it easily. Diabate! And it takes a victory lap. First field goal today for Diabate. Washington all alone.
They back cut. We saw Oway get one of those huge ones against Arkansas when they overplayed. Got it back.
30 consecutive in double figures. Previous long run before Oway's.
Oh, that's tough.
And Aberdeen finishes.
And as I showed up to campus, that apparently happened the day before I got there, and I'm walking around, they're like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one she banged.
In this day and age, somebody would have had a cell phone out. You would have been either proven right or wrong. A strong move by Otega-Oway. He's got 16. Tips it to Oway. Takes out some bowling pins, a.k.a. photogs, and now a hard screen at the top frees Oway.
Huge screen.
Chandler trying to muscle Bing and commits the foul.
Guards in the SEC. He's right up there with Acuff and Phylon at getting
65 games at Kentucky for Oway. Has really come into his own since transferring. Chandler, man of the hour. And with the left-hand push.
For his big man to just plug up the lane and gets an easy two. Similar action, same result.
Tanner high off the glass. Moreno. Old school. Try to move on to the final 16 here at Rupp. Here's Oway. Nifty move by Otega-Oway.
Where guys aren't able to slide over and take charges, you're not going to have those collisions anymore like you used to.
Oway again. Tanner was waiting in the passing lane. Well, Tanner was surprised he was open.
What a deflection. One win to add to their resume. And when you look at the eye test, based on how they're playing right now in front of us, boy, this is a confident ball club. The fact that they've had to go through so much, whether it's injuries or scheduling, but this team right now, as Nickel gets another one to drop, is starting to get an identity. Commodore team that I still feel like has a Sweet 16 run in them.
Oway draws the whistle. His 12th
team that we've shown this afternoon.
Due to the ice storms that shut down the entire Ole Miss campus. And they go on the road to Rocky Top. Washington point blank. He's had a big second half. 10 of his Cats put 91 on the board, 11 better than their season average, and all is well for a day in the Bluegrass as Mark Pope and the Cats season. 91-77 is our final. Huge day of college hoops continues. Let's get you to Tucson, along with Mr.